Hello and welcome to another Callum Elston video. This is the second video in my new series covering the Virgin Atlantic Flying Club and how you can get the best value for money from the scheme for your travel purposes. Now, this is probably going to be the more exciting of the videos because this is actually where you come and get to book the flights for yourself. And unfortunately, thanks to Virgin Atlantic's pretty dreadful IT systems, it isn't as simple as you might hope it would be. So today I'm going to drill down how you can find the best value for money for your Virgin points, and also how you might be able to go a bit further afield with some of Virgin Atlantic's partners. In my first video, which you can see somewhere, linked somewhere on this page, I covered what the basics of the scheme are, who their partners are, what benefits you can get, and what key concepts such as tier points and Virgin points mean for you. Since we're talking about the Virgin Atlantic Flying Club, we'll start off by talking about Virgin Atlantic itself. In October 2024, the airline moved to a dynamic pricing system rather than using their existing reward flight pricing. What this new system meant is that they threw the old system of having a table of pricing out, which was dependable and you knew what you were working towards, and instead replaced it with variable pricing. So for you and I, what this means is that you might get different pricing for points bookings on different days. While I won't go into detail what I actually think about this new system on this video, what this does mean is that you can get a huge variation in pricing, and there can be some sweet spots here. So let's head across to the Virgin Atlantic website. The Reward Seat Checker is quite a new concept, but what it enables you to do is see a month view, which is super handy for Virgin Atlantic routes. Now, the biggest thing I will note is I've had a lot of trouble actually being able to get it to work. On my laptop, my MacBook, I wasn't able to use it on Microsoft Edge or Chrome or Safari. I have managed to get it working on Firefox, but Virgin Atlantic's IT is slightly subpar. So to get started, let's go and look at one of Virgin's most popular routes, London Heathrow to JFK, where there is tons of availability. On the website, which you can see here, and I'll share this link down below, you can go look for your flights. So I'm going to do London Heathrow to JFK as one of the most popular routes. And first of all, I'm going to look at January. And here we can see all of the month of January, this really great piece of kit, and we can see all of the flights. So as indicated here, the little red tag indicates it's the saver pricing that's available. After the first week of January, I assume after the New Year rush, tons of reward seat availability with saver pricing, as low as 6,000 points for economy class, 10,500 points for premium, and 29,000 points for upper class. Quite good value in my eyes. And then when you are ready to go, you can go onto the Virgin website and then go ahead and book that flight. So you can only see the availability on that calendar, and then you just have to look here, London Heathrow to JFK, and we'll look at one of them dates. So that was the 8th of January, one person, and then we'll be able to see that pricing on here. That's super annoying because I've already logged in. One of the many quirks of Virgin's IT, you do get asked for authentication codes a lot, which I guess is better than having your account compromised. It does take a little while to get that pricing come through, but clearly we can see the saver pricing on all three cabins here on this 1550 flight, and looks as though it's available on most of Virgin's flights on that day, apart from these two flights here, these early morning and lunchtime flights. Now, while that is very good and that pricing is actually cheaper than what it was on the old award tables, let's take a look at December and you can see where some of the issues come in with this reward pricing. Consider the economy class in January, and one of them dates was 10,000 points. Now we've got Sunday the 1st of December, 150,000 points. Upper class 350,000 points, almost 10 times the amount of points you need, which is I think it's almost 12 times actually. It's a crazy amount of points, especially in a UK context where you'd never get that amount of points on anything. However, it's how they've decided to go forth, so have to deal with that. So I'll be covering in a separate video, probably one of my midweek musings, what I actually think of these changes. Rather than going on about that, I'm going to discuss a bit now about other sweet spots for other airlines and how you can find them award tickets. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a comment down below, ask me some questions, like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you see my future videos covering the Virgin Atlantic Flying Club and other flight experiences. Now back to the video. So as I mentioned in my first video, Virgin Atlantic have a wealth of partners, quite a lot for an airline that generally is just focused on flying to and from the UK on point-to-point flights. And the airline actually covers a lot of the world with their partners across SkyTeam, which I joined in early 2023, and then a whole raft of other partners as well. This does open up some opportunities to be able to book flights with them. However, it's not always as simple as just going on the website to book them. So in terms of partners you can book online, the majority of these are SkyTeam partners. So these include Air France, Delta, ITA Airways, Kenya Airways, KLM, Korean, MEA or Middle East Airlines, SAS or Scandinavian Airlines, Saudia, Vietnam Airlines, Sharman Air. And then in terms of non-SkyTeam partners you can book online, you have El Al of Israel, and then LATAM is a bit of a mixed one. I can see LATAM Chile flights on the Virgin websites, but not those operated by other LATAM entities. And now this is actually very easy to book one of these. So if you go, this example here, I'm just going to do a very boring one of London to Charles de Gaulle in Paris, and just have a quick search there, and it didn't work. Now this is one of them things that is a proof of the quirks or annoyances of Virgin Atlantic's IT systems. So yes, we finally got there. So these examples you can very easily book on the website when the website wants to work, and you can find here like 4,000 points, 44 euros in taxes. Select it and you should be able to go through and book. There have been instances over the past year where Air France and KLM flights have been quite difficult to book for no apparent reason. If you get that circumstance, you can phone up the call centre, contact them and book it that manner if you see the flight on there. So there are a number of SkyTeam partners which you cannot book on the website. The first one is Aerolíneas Argentina, Aeromexico, Air Europa, China Airlines, which during last year you were able to book on the website, China Eastern, which took forever to come on as a partner, Garuda Indonesia, which incorrectly says you can book online but you can't actually book it online, and Tarom. What I do recommend, however, is actually trying to find out if there is availability for those partners before you give it a go. I use the KLM website. So KLM, and along with their sister airline Air France, work very closely with Virgin Atlantic as SkyTeam partners and also as transatlantic joint venture partners. So we can go here on the KLM website and we can pop in a route on one of those partners which are not on the Virgin website. So what we're going to do, put in Taipei to London, have a search, and then we will be able to see all the availability. I can see availability here for economy class flights. On China Airlines, you can see is the 8:30 departure from Taipei, lands on London Heathrow at 17:05. Ignore the price it shows on this website simply because this is the KLM pricing. It's different for Virgin. We can refer to the various award tables for partner pricing on the various partner pages. So example, let's look at China Airlines here, not China Eastern. Spend Virgin points, and the price is 37,000 points with Virgin plus taxes. So that's very easy. Using the KLM website pretty much works for all those SkyTeam partners you can't view on the Virgin website. In fact, it works for all of them. Virgin also have a lot of non-SkyTeam partners, right? These are historic relationships that they have with other airlines for whatever reason. Now, there's a group of non-SkyTeam partners which I strongly recommend that you use the Air Canada website for to check availability before phoning up or contacting via live chat. These are Air New Zealand, ANA, Singapore Airlines and South African, all of whom are Star Alliance Airlines, and then also Virgin Australia, who partner with Air Canada. Now again, I'm going to just go to the Air Canada website, and this is very easy. Ensure that you click book with Aeroplan points. We're not using this website to actually book anything. We're just checking to see what flights are available. So I'm going to click through there. Let it load. It takes a little bit of time. And then we can see here tons of flights for Virgin Australia from Sydney to Melbourne, even connecting options. So I would then take that away. I will see what the pricing is. I think it's about spend Virgin points. Sydney to Melbourne is about 450 miles, so 12,500 points. So I'd then contact Virgin Atlantic Flying Club and ask them to check their availability at their end, because it might not always match up with Air Canada's. However, 90% of the time it does, and then try to proceed with booking it. There are a number of restrictions in terms of booking award flights with some of these airlines. So example being Singapore Airlines really limit award availability, and they don't release long haul awards from parts of Europe to Asia. The furthest you can go is about Istanbul, rather than from other parts of Europe. They actually are very stingy at releasing award space to Virgin customers. It can be a bit difficult to find availability at times with Virgin, but it can be done. I have found it before. Now, you can phone them up on the usual numbers. You can also speak to customer service through the live chat function. To access the live chat function, just go to the Virgin website, go to the Flying Club button here, my account, and then what you'll notice here is like a need help, chat to us. So you just go here, let it do its thing as a customer, so you can get through, go speak to an agent. Yes. Flying Club. So at the moment they're too busy, but this worked for me many times when I need to get through and chat to them. And then finally, in terms of other non-SkyTeam partners, you also have Hawaiian Airlines and the rest of LATAM. First of all, with Hawaiian, I haven't been able to find a reliable way to find award space for partners on another website. You would have to ring up Virgin Atlantic for that one. And then LATAM, I've tried other partners of theirs and I haven't been able to find availability on their website. So you are sort of going into it with an opaque view of exactly what you're looking for. So contact them. If they've got the availability, they will let you know. If you get a competent agent, if you don't, hang up and call again, or huaka as they call it. So in terms of some sweet spots for partners for Flying Club, one of the key ones that everybody has probably heard about is All Nippon Airways ANA's business or first class from Europe to Japan. They're an excellent airline. It's really good value for money, 60,000 points. So it has gone up in recent years to go from Europe to Japan, but it is an amazing experience. Super difficult to find availability. From what I understand, you either have to do a long way out or super close to departure. There's no in-betweens. You're probably going to be a very last-minute traveller to go for this option, but if you can snag the room, it's 100% worth it. Another good value partner redemption is through Air France KLM via the Virgin website, is North America to continental Europe for 48,500 points in business class one way. Again, you would avoid some of the high UK fees that you get with Virgin Atlantic with air passenger duty, and as well you would also get the Air France KLM experience, which in my view some of it is better than Virgin Atlantic. In terms of where Virgin Atlantic may be useful for you as a UK traveller is as an alternative ecosystem of points compared to British Airways. I don't think there's many areas for outsized value with Virgin Atlantic compared to BA, where you've got a much broader spectrum of desirable partners through British Airways and their Avios scheme, and also the connectivity with Qatar and Finnair and Iberia. The option of having access to Virgin points through Virgin Atlantic means that you are able to access an even wider number of partners to book across the globe. So feasibly, if you got one of their credit cards, you got a sign-up bonus, or you bought some points or had a load of Virgin points, you would be able to create a really nice trip, both using a combination of Avios and Virgin points. So I'd love to hear what you think of Virgin points. Have you had any troubles trying to book with partners, or what do you think of the most recent changes to the Flying Club with dynamic pricing? It has come to a shock to some people in terms of the amount it does cost nowadays for some of this. So in my next video, I'll be covering the top 10 ways you can earn Virgin points with Virgin and their partners. Hopefully that will give you a bit more insight into how you can try to top up your balance outside of Virgin Atlantic flights. Be sure to ask me tons of questions, because I know it can be a bit difficult to understand and demystify the Flying Club at times. But all I ask in return is please do like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. You will see me in my next video. See you soon, and bye bye.